particular government is weaponizing poverty. And that is why we are in this alliance, to make sure we don't allow them to continue weaponizing policy.
If I were president, yes, some of the policies they are pursuing, I will pursue them. But ask, what's the failure? The failure is the gains of those policies are in their private. If they bring those gains, okay, we are paying, at the time we are paying close to 4 to 5 trillion naira for oil subsidy. So they've stopped it. Why is the 4 to 5 trillion naira? If they dump it on the economy, you will not be crying. We want to submit to the opposition if the opposition can lead us out of this problem.
Yes, here we are. We are back together because Nigeria is in its biggest trouble since 1914. We're together working constantly to build a coalition to take Nigeria back on track, because it is on track. Many people have spoken about weaponization of poverty and whether politicians are deliberately using poverty as a weapon. I don't think so. Poverty weaponizes itself if allowed to exist and fester. That's what has happened in Nigeria. I don't think politicians are that smart even to sit and weaponize poverty. And for me, having been in private sector and public service, and have been a keen observer of our political deterioration, I believe that the problem that we have, which I think Governor Babangida referred to, is that we just get incompetent people and we hand over leadership to them. They don't know what to do. Most of them don't really know what to do. They just know how to grab power, but don't know what to do with it. And this, I would like to appeal to everyone to reflect and look around. Wherever you see islands of progress in Nigeria, it is because a competent person has been given the opportunity to serve. What we have done in this country is to allow bandits, not the ones in the bushes, the urban bandits, to take over the governments of our country. And I think the key challenge for Nigerians in 2027 is really to look at those that are offering themselves to lead and pick those that have the competence, capability, capacity, and commitment to make Nigeria move forward.
There are a number of you who are expert conspirators, who know how to assemble coalitions and then take over governments as you did to my party 2015. And when you did so, particularly to a clueless government, so-called, now, 11 years down the line, we thought that there would have been no weaponization of poverty. And the only advice I can give, not being a professional coalition builder and conspirator, as some of you are, is at this time, shine your eyes. As you build coalitions and conspire, shine your eyes.
It's actually very funny that the same people who helped destroy Nigeria are the same ones who are forming, in their own words, conspiring to form a coalition to take over power from this current incompetent APC government. And I'll tell you why I said that. If you look at the likes of Amaechi, if you look at the likes of El-Rufai, you'll see they were part of the coalition that took over power from PDP, knowing the fact that they were handing power over to an incompetent government. in the words of Dixon, Siriaki Dixon, former governor of Bayelsa State, I believe. And the same El-Rufai was still part of the same scheme that got Bola Tinubu into power. And in his own words, it says that we've allowed bandits, urban political bandits, to become our leaders, to become our presidents and our governors and our House of Rep members and senators, local government chairman. That's what he said. I mean, I've just broken that leadership down into the different fragments. And obviously, if you look at Atiku as well, if Atiku and Obasanjo's time, they had done the right things by Nigeria, there is no way we would have had a Bola Tinubu government. There's no way we would have had a Buhari's government if they had done the right thing, rather. If they had not been stealing, if they had not stolen from the people and corruption was rife during their time. But let's break this conversation down in these political coalitions and conspiracy to unseat Bola Tinubu. Let's break it down. But before we do so, make sure you subscribe, like, and share if you're meeting this channel for the first time. And if you've been following us and you've not done so, please do so. And also watch this to the end. And let us know what you think as well. That's important. And now what you think and how you think we can build Nigeria better. In El-Rufai's words, it says that it doesn't think that politicians are smart enough to weaponize poverty. That may be true, but also that may be wrong. That may be true because we allow politicians to continue to, we feel we don't have a choice. And by the fact that we feel we don't have a choice, we allow the cycle to continue, whereby we use poverty to limit ourselves. And when they give us whatever they give us, we vote for them. We're compelled to do what they want us to do, which is why I say that may be true because it's our own will. That may not be true because they've put the system in a place where they can continue to use that same poverty weaponization, where they can give you only what they want you to have and use you to perpetrate the same poverty across board. You see, so it's more like a double-edged sword. It cuts you here and there. But it is fair to accept the fact that just like Atiku Abubakar said, this government, this Bola Tinubu's government, just like the previous governments before it, have weaponized poverty. The rich always look after the rich. It's nothing wrong to be rich. It's just the fact that what we have in Nigeria, in the words of El-Rufai, are political bandits who have assumed places of authority. And for them to sustain that authority that they have, they need to perpetuate that banditry to stay in power. And by so doing, they weaponize poverty. They make the people poorer because they keep stealing the money. Now that brings us to the point where Siriaki Dixon is saying, as you form that coalition, shine your eyes. You need to open your eyes. And also in the words of El-Rufai, as much as we dislike, Nigerians will say they dislike El-Rufai for the part he played and what he did in southern Kaduna. As a people, we need to, by all means, inspect, scrutinize the candidates that we're bringing for political office to make sure that they have that character, they have the capacity and the competence. If you look at the current government, you know this government is incapable of making Nigeria better. A government born out of corruption, a government born out of corruption, a government that has questionable characters in it. The Senate president, the vice president, all have questionable questions to answer to. All of them, all the way down. How can this same government, these same people fix corruption? That's why we must inspect, investigate, find out their policies. It does not matter whether or not it's somebody you favor like Peter Obi or Amaechi or Atiku or the guy from SDP or Moyele Shore, right? It does not matter who those candidates are. You have to look at their politics. You have to look at their policies as well. You understand? So you may want to accept El-Rufai's point. You may want to accept Atiku's point. You may also want to say that Bola Tinubu's government is incompetent. As a matter of fact, it's actually an incompetent government. APC has been an incompetent party for Nigeria. They've not forged Nigeria in the right direction. In the words of Rotimi Amaechi, he will follow the same policies, but they whatever the gains of the policies are, they're putting them in their pocket. One moment you borrow, one moment you pay the debt, the next moment you borrow. So you're just cutting yourself back and forth. So as a people, we have to come to the point where we rise above the shenanigans of being paid to vote for them. Because they will get the money back. It's an investment. It's a Ponzi scheme. When politicians pay you to vote for them, it's a Ponzi scheme. They make the money quickly. Once they get into power, quickly, boom, they will get the money back. And you wonder why your roads are not fixed. You wonder why your hospitals are not working. You wonder why you don't have the basic amenities, the healthcare system that you desire or you deserve. Because you've paid that, you've received that money in bribe. All our politicians know how to do is to wrestle power from the other party and then become what the other party was before and even more. Take Buhari, the wrestled power out of a PDP. It became a worse than PDP. Look at Bola Tinubu and Buhari. It became a worse Buhari. And now we're going to get the same set of people who have tasted power before and they've not done anything with it. Because if they did the right thing, the next person coming in will be upright. That's why I said it's funny that the people who helped destroy Nigeria to this level are the ones who are now speaking up to say Nigeria is actually falling into the hands of the wrong people, into what they call in El-Rufai's word political bandits, urban bandits. They become our leaders, and he's right to make that assumption. And he himself is part of that urban bandit as well, because if they did the right thing, only the right people will come out and emerge as us for us as leaders. If they put the voting right correctly, if they put the electoral law in the right way and enforce it, we will not have a criminal government. Look at what has happened in Nigeria since 2023, how they rigged the election and subsequent off-cycle elections. Look at what has happened. If PDP was not doing that, there's no way APC will get the gains to do the same thing. That's where Nigeria is heading to. So as we head into 2027, I want to enjoin all of you as you listen to me. Be prepared. 2027 is the fight for the soul of our country. We must make sure that we continue to sensitize others to make sure that you fix your eyes on policies, not on the politicians. Because when you do so, you can query those politicians. And when they bribe you and you collect that money, bear in mind, they just paid you for 4 years and they'll come back another 4 years again. Now, again, like I said before, if you're meeting this content for the first time, put like, share, and subscribe. If you've been following us and you've not yet subscribed, please do so. But make sure you put your comment in the comment section what you think. And let us pick this in the comment as well, and then discuss on how to make Nigeria better, on who we need to vote to move out this government of incompetence out of power, so that we have a better government that can lead us to the kind of future that we deserve as Nigerians. I will catch you up in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.